my name's Natasha and this is my video. I wanted to do a video about the inner workings and improving your self-confidence, because I think one of the things that I've noticed in a lot of people I've spoken to, not just inside the trans community but also outside the community, is there's a real low self-esteem. And I think it's, from my perspective, when I was younger I had a very low self-esteem because of all the things I internalized, and then sort of it kind of plays out to the world. You look distant and you're not able to connect as much. I think it's really important to understand that, particularly if you're going on this long journey, investing all this money on changing the outside of you, if you're not going to change the inside of you, because I think the mistaken belief is that for a lot of trans people, and I can't speak for everyone, but is that if you change to the gender that you feel comfortable as by having gender affirming hormones and facial surgery and all the other things, that will be the source of your happiness, and you'll be happy inside and everything will come from the outside. Now, that I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but for me what I've found is that you can't change the inside by changing the outside. They're two separate things completely, and one of the things I've been working on for the last 5 years is my own self-esteem, regardless of how I'm presenting on the outside. And why that's really, really important, particularly in this current climate where being different is not always welcomed with open arms. We've got to a point now where it's 2024, and people have become and I was very, very sensitive. And what that means is, although it's good that we're sort of calling people into question and saying, look, we shouldn't be nasty to each other, we should want everyone to be happy, we should want to support each other, but in the real world we can't be conditioned so that someone can say one thing and we can be completely knocked off course, and our self-worth and our self-esteem are completely in shatters just because of someone's thoughts and beliefs. We need to get to a point where we're happy in ourselves, and we acknowledge that there'll always be people out there that don't get what we're doing and might not necessarily agree with them, but there might be people living lives that we don't agree with, but we have to live and let live. We have to allow them to do that, and they should be allowing us to do the same thing. But what we put our focus on expands, so we should not be giving too much attention to those people that disagree with us. We should just understand for what it is. Someone not understanding us, someone not agreeing with us, that's fine. But what other people think of me is none of my business, as Wayne Dyer would say. And if you want to go through your life making sure that everything's fair and that everyone respects everyone, you're never going to succeed. All you can do is try and live life to the best of your ability, not judge other people, and not sort of expect other things from other people as well. So I'm always pleasantly surprised when people are accommodating of me being transgender and are friendly, and even more pleased when people take an interest in it. I don't have that expectation. I think we will get there in the future where it doesn't become a thing, but at the moment I think you're setting yourself up for a fall, mentally and spiritually, if you expect things that aren't readily available yet. So for people to understand this different lifestyle and just shrug their shoulders and say, it doesn't bother me. I think we will get there in the future. Maybe in my lifetime, maybe thereafter. All the things that are happening to make that a situation are sort of transpiring as we go through all the phases of evolution. But I don't think it's it's not good for someone's well-being to listen out for anyone who doesn't agree with us and then sort of be hurt by it, because all you're doing is, well, think about it in school. When what were bullies looking for? They were looking for a reaction. When people say bad names, if it bounces off you, they lose interest, because what they're looking for is they're looking for a chink in the armor. And I know it's easier said than done to make our self-esteem to a point where what other people think of us it doesn't affect us. And don't get me wrong, it's an ongoing process, and people can always sort of catch you on an off day. But I think we have to sort of put in the work whereby we're trying to make ourselves as beautiful and strong on the inside as we are on the outside. And so when someone walks up to me and says, look, I don't agree with your lifestyle and I don't like you, Well, thank you for being so honest, and that's very noble of you, to be honest. But it's not really adding any value to my life. I wish you all the best. I'll go my way, you go your way. I don't harbour any resentment, because that's the other thing. We don't want to get into the path of resentment. Resentment's like drinking poison. You don't. The other person doesn't get affected by it at all unless you act on it, obviously. So just, wish them all the best and forgive them for their their ignorance and not understanding that life is about difference, and there aren't, you look at, there's not just one type of flower or one type of plant. There's a variety across the world, and we're not supposed to all be the same. We're all supposed to be completely diverse, and we're supposed to listen to what our inner music is, and let that play out. Some of the things that some of the things that have helped me is I've studied. I think when you study yourself, things start to fall into perspective. So I've been doing a lot of reading about psychology, reading about understanding self-improvement, understanding what makes people tick. And when you have a deeper understanding of yourself, you have a deeper understanding of other people. And what you have to understand is that most people operate unconsciously. So a lot of what they say, think, and do is not even conscious. They're not even choosing to do that. They may have inherited those beliefs from their parents, and so it's really not. I don't think we should be holding them accountable. They're not those beliefs. They've just not examined them and revisited them. They may in the future have situations, their life path might bring someone into their life who they really care about, that forces them to change their opinion on that. But we can't do that through force. We can't do that by saying, you must see life from my way. We have to step back and allow them to have their space. But conversely, we also don't want to get dragged down in the toxic beliefs and opinions of other people. We don't have to engage in that. We're lucky in this day and age in the UK that we are right. We do have rights. We the law will look after us, but it's not perfect. I know it's not perfect, but we can't change the way the government is running the country individually. We can obviously vote, but what we can do, and the one thing that we have utter control over, is how we perceive what happens to and around us. And so we can do that by choosing not to get upset by things, choosing to sort of say, well, that person doesn't know any better. I don't, what that person not liking me has no impact on how I feel about myself. I like me. I've learned to love me. And you could line up 100 people. Yes, it wouldn't be very nice if they're all saying nasty things, but I'm not going to put my attention over there. What value would that add? It wouldn't add any value. And so I know they exist, but I put them out of my mind, out of my consciousness. I don't need to know they exist, because what you'll find is that for every 100, there's probably another 200 or 300 that respect and value me, not necessarily for being trans, but for the other things I bring to the world. Being trans is not everything I am. It's one thing that I am. And when we can get beyond that, I think, and work on ourselves and become, and this isn't just for trans people, this is for everyone, work on ourselves. When we start to like ourselves and love ourselves, we stop finding fault in other people. And I think one of the things, one of my last thought I'll leave you with is, people who generally tear other people down and are negative about other people, they're generally not happy in themselves. So when you think about all these people that are targeting certain groups, they're not happy in themselves. So we could give them pity and maybe send them a little prayer if that's your thing, or wish them on their way. But all I'm saying is that when you sort of work on yourself, study, read books, say every day, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful that I've got two eyes. I'm grateful I've got my hearings. To sort of list all the things you're grateful for. Keep your mind on things that you like about yourself. What do you like about yourself? Oh, I like the way I interact with people. I like that I always care or see the best in people. Just really work on it all the time. And it's not about getting a big head, because it's about balancing out all the negativity that's been programmed into you by life and the people around you. And also, the way the world is, unfortunately, it's sort of, we've got a negative slant. So we really have to put the work into sort of, particularly if you're a trans person, you've had all those inner conversations about self-worth. You have to completely override that with the opposite message. That's what I've done, and I'm really happy in myself. I'm happy with the outside, but I'm even more happy with how I feel on the inside. I just wanted to leave that. I know it's a bit of a rant, but I really wanted to get this message out there, and hopefully I can do more encouraging messages about sort of self-worth, give some more tools on some of the things that have helped me get to this place of self-confidence. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.